historic challenge.
Historic challenge. Sounds like a phrase that the White House spent 50 grand focus grouping. Clay Travis is the founder of OutKick and the host of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show. Oh, these Democrats, they must be racist, Clay. They don't like all these illegals pouring into their city. What are we going to do with them?
Oh, and the racism, frankly, that I saw from Muriel Bowser and Eric Adams, I mean, I found it jaw-dropping. I didn't know that white supremacy had spread to Washington, D.C. and to New York City so quickly. They might be, as the New York Times memorably referred to Larry Elder, that might be the blackface of white supremacy that you just aired, Jesse Watters. I mean, frankly, it was appalling. But look, the reality here is exactly what you said. Small towns all along the Texas border and Arizona have been dealing with this for years. And suddenly, New York and D.C. get a tiny fraction of the overwhelming nature that they have. Because remember, we're talking about tens of thousands of people coming across into small towns, not big cities like New York and Washington, D.C. that have massive resources to deal with substantial populations. We're talking about some of these migrant trains, these illegal immigrants coming across that are nearly overwhelming the populations of these towns themselves, doubling overnight like we saw down in Del Rio, Texas, and beyond when all these caravans came through. And what I find still remarkable, Jesse, is that Joe Biden has spent more time concerned about the Ukrainian border and traveling to observe things in Ukraine than he has the actual United States border, which he still has not visited during either his campaign, which he ran from the Delaware basement, or from his presidency. And he's flying after that stupid address he did today back to the beach already after not having anything on the schedule for the past couple of days. What a sham.
Wait,
entire
Clay,
thing
are you telling me that the president took off Monday, he took off Tuesday, and tomorrow, Thursday, he's flying back to Delaware for another 3-day weekend? Is that what you're telling me? But there's a climate emergency.
I literally, as I was waiting for you, Miranda Devine tweeted out that his schedule is now out. He's headed to the beach. He will be there from Thursday all the way until Monday, according to this tweet of the White House schedule. He had one public availability, Jesse, on Wednesday, went up, had that awful speech where he talked about the fact that he got cancer from having to use windshield wiper fluid to clean off the oil or whatever on his front windshield. And that's it. That's all he's going to do. And now he's headed to the beach in Delaware.
All right, it's a big week. That beach in Delaware must be beautiful because that's where he always is. Clay Travis.
Hey, you know what this is, Jesse? You'll remember the movie. It's Weekend at Bernie's 1 that we're living through right now, and they're threatening to carry us on to Weekend at Bernie's 2. That's the Biden administration.
It sure is. All right, Clay. Thanks as always.
Appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.